today on the Xbox system on the new Gamer Paint. Unfortunately, yesterday I couldn't because basically I had to repair the system and do a little tweaking on it to get it up and going. But today, all my games, majority of most of my games are downloaded, so we're probably doing some gaming after this video is up. I have to finish doing some things downstairs. I want to test out some more on the gamer screen right here, the motorized. So I bought in my PS4 for this one. And I picked myself up for my birthday, because my birthday's coming up on the 29th. I picked myself up a RetroPie arcade system. So going to get cracking with that one too. Hooking up with some stuff with that. If it turns out well, I'm going to get a couple more. Alright, so just got to come into the office to make some adjustments real quick. And we're done. And go downstairs, I got to get these orders ready. So the good thing about it is that I can get my customers' orders. Sorry about eating glass candy. I can get my customer orders taken care of now, and the orders we get in from the other company, they come in on Friday, which is fantastic because that means I get you guys taken care of, get you guys out of the way, and then when the company comes in and drops in 24 gallons or 30 gallons in, I don't have to worry about being hit at the same time, and that's what happened last time. We got hit all at the same time. It was like way too many orders to process out, but we're getting it done. So I'm going to go in here real quick, make some fast adjustments. I got to go downstairs and start getting my orders ready for my customers. Let me see. Alright, I'm gonna come out of this. Let me go over here. Let me be over here. Now, some of y'all may be Y'all Crow boys that may be upset. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. I told people, do not challenge me. It's the last thing you want to do. I would tear apart your video. Look, come on, I do demonstrations against high-end screens. I can go into their demonstrations. I've been in this for over 12 years, and I've seen just about everything. So I can tell when somebody is cheating in demonstrations. You know you shouldn't be doing that to begin with. Do not cut corners in demonstrations. I will find all your flaws in your demonstrations and exploit them. This is how we study companies. This is how we go into companies and we study their technology to see exactly where their screens are failing at, where we need to improve our technology. We do this all day. I do this all day. Just studying and researching people's technology. So he put himself out there like that, so that's why he ended up like that. If you're going to do a demonstration against me, do not come out there with some 3x3 or 2x2 little screen tucked away. You got to go big style. You got to put the big screen up on display because that's what people want to see. You know, just bringing that back from yesterday. So yesterday, for those of you who don't know, a particular person challenged me. We're going to mention the name because the name's not worth mentioning. But they came in and tried to challenge one of my challenges, and they failed miserably. Windows were blocked from any kind of light access to the screen. The entire environment was filled with, peppered out with lights, with lampshades on them, controlled dimmers. And then they had a little tiny screen tucked away under a fireplace, which I had no idea why you would do a demonstration on that level. I don't like to do it on little tiny screens. What happens is when you hit that with a projector, say you're doing a contrast demonstration or something you're doing, and you hit that, you don't know exactly how much the screen is being affected by the ambient light in the environment because the entire screen is not exposed in the ambient light environment, just a small piece of it. So that is a complete fail. Number one, right from the door. Right from the door, that is a complete fail. I'm pretty sure when these big companies display their screen, they don't show a little corner piece tucked away. They show the whole entire screen on display. I don't know where he was coming off with that one. I don't even understand how that one even began to begin with. And I've seen the demonstrations. Them little tiny pieces you do with the projector, that's all fail. That's all fail. That's all fail. I'm sorry, but it is. But I gave you that much. You made an effort, so at least you tried. So that's good. All right, so I got to go downstairs and process my orders. And we put those challenges out there because, like I said, I get tired of seeing these gray screens doing these so-called demonstrations claiming that they can pull a contrast level equal to a black screen. That will never happen on no planet whatsoever. I got to change this one out and put the new one on. Getting some things straightened up around the house. Getting my orders processed for my customers so I can begin the process of getting you guys all taken care of. So now I'm starting my process of starting to do my boxes, drop my labels in, and getting ready for the big order on Friday. Paint mixer, so I'm good to do. So, grab a few things, get that started. I got to be up early in the morning. I got to put my alarm clock goes off. All right, so I hope everybody's having a good morning. Like I said, when most people are still asleep, I'm up, get my job done. Marking off my package, everything got to be done. We got 2 gallons right here. 2 gallons of black. Mark my boxes so that way I know exactly what goes in what box. 19. Not like that. I don't know. That's looking. Nice. No knives we found at all. No knives. What knives is that? Doesn't work. Like I said, I don't understand that whole point of trying to do a demonstration against me, and you got your screens on some tiny little 2x2 or 3x3, you got 5.5, 5x5, tucked under a fireplace. What the heck is that? I couldn't even get that. What is that? Why would you have it in there? My challenge, if you're going to accept my challenge, your screen size has got to be at least 100 inches or over. You see the giant screens I have running through the house? They got to be that big. 100. If you want to go challenge the challenge, I got a 250 going downstairs. We can go on 250. Starfield outside, 657. If you want to do some serious challenges, I'll throw some serious ones at you. But don't challenge me and come up with a little screen tucked away under a fireplace. Got a couple of lights on top of it, and every single window has a shade on it. You had a 100-inch right there. I'm watching 100. Like, why is he not using the 100-inch? Why is he using that little square screen? He had a screen right there. Why don't you just open that one up and open up all the windows on that one side, turn those lamps on too, and then do the demonstration. And then take half of that screen and put a black screen against it and show that you can match the contrast levels. I don't think he understood what the demonstration was. It's not an ambient light rejection test, okay? If I want to do an ambient light rejection test, I'll take you outside and I'll hit you with sunlight. It's not that kind of test. If you want one of those, I can give you one of those today. The test was to show that gray screens cannot pull a contrast level equal to a black screen. So when you failed in your demonstration, and I'm explaining this to you again, I'm pretty sure you're listening to this, or you're going to watch this later on. You can't take a 4x4 or 5x5 little screen and tuck that under a fireplace, because that doesn't represent an actual real screen that a customer is going to watch. These are actual real screens that customers are going to watch. Any of you can come here and relate to any one of the screens in my house. Even my kitchen screen. My kitchen screen is sent to the window. I got to do more demonstrations on that screen. I don't do enough. So you had to have an official size screen. I got 100-inch, 106-inch edgeless right there, gamer screen there. And over here, I got 135, which is about to be converted to 125 motorized projection screen. That's a whole other project. I'm going to tell you about that much later about that. We're going to outdoor motorized projection screens going outside. That's when we code it with a technology. So it has to be an official size screen. But I've seen what you try to do in your demonstration, how you try to sneak around it. So basically cutting out that little piece and sticking under the fireplace, your mantle, when it comes down, has a lip over top of the screen. So that's covered from anything coming down on top of the screen. And then between those 2 pillars on each side, you got it boxed in. So any light coming in from here and here is going to be blocked. You got 2 little lights on the side. That really don't mean jack at all, to tell you the truth, at the end of the day. Because keep in mind, with the screens I do in demonstrations, I can fire this entire environment up and I can drop about 6 or 7 lights right around my screen, which I've done already, and still pull an image at 1,000 lumens with no problem. We do demonstration tests outside at 1,000 lumens at 13 feet back. So imagine if you're outside at 13 feet back at 1,000 lumens, outside, around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, how much lumens you have left before you make contact to a 100-inch screen. Not a little tiny screen, a 100-inch from corner to corner, and I can turn to the side, and you can watch my screen and my screen in my living room at the same time. Again, been there, done that when you come outside demonstrations. That's why I posted all those links of showing you haters of exactly my work and how I do things over here. So you can try to do the same demonstration. I said same demonstration. Minimum. Most people are not going to have 148, 150, 160 in their house. They're not going to have that. So minimum 100-inch. Anybody can put a 100-inch in their house. Anybody. It's 4x7. That's it. So when I saw the demonstration, I'm like, okay, so the condensed lighting, number one, you never showed your dimmers. You're always supposed to show your dimmers to show exactly if your dimmers are all the way up. Because some people put their dimmers on halfway. So, and keep in mind, the light you have up in the ceiling, in no way whatsoever is making any contact with that screen at all. Period. Not to affect it on the level that you think it's going to affect it. That's not going to happen. The other funny thing about it is every lampshade that you had in the environment had a lamp on it. You know what happens when you put a lampshade on the lamp? The light goes only two different directions. It goes up or down. That's it. It doesn't go from side to side unless you got a really, really, really transparent lampshade. Then you're going to push light from side to side. That lamp you have in there, the one with the whole bamboo, I had two of those to my first place I moved into. You can remove the shade right off between the what do you call the lamp. You can remove the shade off and it exposes it. You kept the shade on, which means the light had only two areas to direct, up or down, which means it wasn't going side to side. And having that little screen tucked under that fireplace gave it some kind of protection. Then on top of that, any window that would have made contact with that screen, all your windows were down. What really? I've done demonstrations where I can walk outside, walk inside, walk past the screen, and you can watch my screen displayed in a bunch of windows at 126, at 18 feet back. So I don't know what in the heck you were showing me, but and then bragging on camera. I got challenges for you. No, you ain't got nothing for me. Nothing. You see this? You got nothing for me at all. Not a thing until you can show me a real demonstration. And right now I'm bored of it. So you're in my junk mail right now. So I really don't care. So that's what I'm talking about. If you're going to do a demonstration, and he did a Jamie. He pulled a Jamie. Little tiny screen, tilted to the side, the corner. I've seen his demonstrations. Little tiny screens out in the open. Look, I'm doing the same thing. Displayed on a 180-inch, come back to me. Show me Star Wars on a 180-inch on that gray screen and come back to me. Don't forget to paint the other side black while you're doing it. So we can get a comparison. And they forget the comparison. You have to have a comparison there. I can take my black screen. I can throw 4 or 5 different forms of black surfaces against it. I can display a white level. I can show you my screen's going to pull a higher white level, and the other screen's not going to pull a higher white level. I did that on 1,000. I did that on 5,000 lumens. Where's yours? Demonstrations. How many certified screens have that screen touched? Any demonstrations on that? I've seen your demonstrations on a 100-inch black screen. That entire environment was done in the dark. You know why? Because that mixture that you made, you call yourself making a black paint, you put Vaseline in it. Who in the right mind puts Vaseline, an oil-based substance, and a water-based product? You know what happens if you stick water and oil together? What happens? They don't exactly marry. They separate. Which means when you put that content in it, and if you're shipping that, that means that content and why it's inside that container is basically separating, constantly separating. There's the two elements that can't go together. And then when you put that on a screen, it doesn't roll on, it smears on because of the oil that's in it, leaving a very sticky residue that basically it's almost impossible to wash off your hands. You know why? Because there's oil in it. You know how hard it is to get oil washed off your hands when you have water connecting to it, because those two things don't marry that well. So that makes it very impossible for you to clean. God forbid if you get that on anything in your house, it's going to be a nasty mess. Yeah, you don't know what you're doing. Really don't. But I like the effort though. I do. Just want to recap on that. Then I sent the fellow some information. I sent you some documents. I sent you documents that we received back in 2015 from Screen Innovation. So next time you want to run your mouth about how I don't know what I'm doing, well, those are documents I got from a multi-million-dollar company who was interested in my technology, and then it got to a point where things got a little hairy, and they decided to stick a lawyer on us for us to stay away. For us to stay away. I sent you those documents. I hope you had a chance to read through them. That way you can get an understanding on how big companies see us. Not you little small guys, not to be disrespectful, but you little small guys, the big companies see us, how they see us, how they portray us. They got to send an attorney after us to tell us to stay away from their stuff. And you want to give me challenges. Okay, whatever. Whatever. We're done on that one. Got to get back to work. I got things to do. But, yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I don't get it. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. What are you doing? I understand what's wrong with y'all. I was out there when Sonic Chill and all these other guys were making screen paintings. I never went on their channels and hated on what they had. I admired what they had. I admired their work. I respect what they were doing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they was getting their grind on. He was working hard. He was breaking bread. I had respect for that. But you guys today, man, you guys are a whole different class. You guys hate on people for the sake of just hating on people. If somebody is getting ahead and they're doing something better in life, you got nothing to do but hate on it. Early in the morning, you get them making videos of hating on somebody else. You know how dumb that sounds? How much energy you put into that? Negative energy. Get up in the morning to hate on somebody else's videos. Big deal. You don't like what I do? That's not my problem. That sounds personal to me. To tell you the truth, at the end of the day, it sounds personal. I don't get up in the morning to do videos on y'all. I get up in the morning to do videos to debunk the dumb stuff y'all do toward me. That's what I do. When y'all say my product is too dark and can't show up, I come out here and show you it can produce an image on just about every level you can think of. I back my product 100%. So we got one over here, which is the Cancel King, and we got another one, which is the Fake Out King. That's your nicknames from now on. Fake Out King and Cancel King. And meanwhile, at the end of the day, I'm not thinking about you or them or Jane or Jamie or Johnny or nobody else. I'm thinking about my Lord and Savior, and I'm thinking about what I need to do to make sure my customers are taken care of at the end of the day. Now, I'm not thinking about y'all at all, period. So I want y'all to know that when I watch y'all videos, I don't think about y'all. I go back to work. Matter of fact, I got technology downstairs that I need to display, but I can't right now. And it's brand new technology that we developed in an hour that I can't show right now. And it's part of that Phoenix Professional technology. There's actually 7 of those bad boys coming out. I can't show that yet until I finish off my customers. And then I got projects here to do because I still got to finish that Giant 250, which I'm still building outside. I got a gamer screen I'm actually launching, which is a 19. I got to work out contracts with the company that has the official rights to sell that technology, get them prepped and get them ready on the new technology they're about to receive. I still have a motorized projection screen, 135 inch or 125. I got to build out on my deck. Then I got to finish another screen upstairs for a display for the scaffold screen. And then I got to finish the artwork and design on the gaming screen, which painted a couple of days ago. Then I got to mount that screen that was up there outside and get that ready for a display for another demonstration. And then when all that's done, I got to do a 120-inch piece of plexiglass with that invisible technology to display outside for a demonstration for a company. So excuse me if I don't have time to play with you. Yeah. So sorry people, you got to wake up with all that, but that's what it is. For me, it's business as usual. I'm used to it. I've done it for 12 years. I mean, come on now. Hey, kitty. Taco. I name my cat Taco. I don't ask why. Don't explain why. His name is Taco. When I asked, my friends like, why do you name Taco? Like, I don't know. Just came up. So I'm going Taco. And black 2 gallons. Black 2 gallons right here. Yeah, I ain't got nobody. I ain't got time for y'all. I really don't. I give you a challenge. Challenge, of course, as always, was done with failed. Should have did it on. If you want to challenge me, you should have did it at least on that 100-inch screen you got. You had a 100-inch or whatever size screen, good size screen you got in there. You should have did the demonstration on that. You should have did a black screen and stuck it up against there because my claim is that y'all can't pull contrast level. And if you're saying you can, then guess what? Our screens don't pull gray. Our screens pull 100% black. So if you're saying your product is 100% black, then you need to have a screen up there that's 100% black so you can blend into it to show me that that's what you're doing. That nonsense, I don't know what that was. You don't know what you were doing there. You're all confused in that one. Oh, you're rude. What are you doing? That's why I took Crow's product, which is his UV mix, and I took that and put it against my screen. It doesn't match any of my screens. I can blend the UV mix. No problem on white levels. That's freaking easy. You got to blend right into the screen. You won't even see it. And I can pull contrast up on this screen that whoop pops up. You know, that's what it is, man. Problem is, at the end of the day, y'all put y'all faith in God. My technology comes from God. I'll tell you that right from the door. Whether you like it or not, whether you think or not, yeah, my technology comes from God. That's why I can't be beat. It is what it is. Well, I can't say can't be beat. Eventually, I will bump into something that will basically take on my screen. And that's what I'm waiting for. That's why I'm hoping, that's what I'm hoping with Screen Innovation, when I finally get their sample sheets over here, that I can finally get a screen that's worthy of my screen. And that would be nice. All the rest of them ain't standing a chance against that new professional. And they're not standing a chance with the technology we have in the next rooms. I got to go out and order sample sheets, track down companies to bring screens in here to go against my technology. And you guys are still trying to figure out what screens then go over with your screen. Well, I'm done with trying not to do any more challenges with you because, like I said, you're my junk nail now. That was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. Well, 19, you get 2 gallons. This is 19 with black. So. Done. This is over here. All right. Nope. One. And it's button right here. This is over here. So I finally got off that topic, and let's move on, because I don't have time to be with that. I finally got the Xbox system running. I had to go to run my hard cable through there. And that way, I could upload things faster We got a couple games loaded in the chamber already. I'll get a chance to check that out, and I want to get a chance to play with my gamer screen today too also. This one we already done. Come on, man. Too much clutter in here. Too much clutter. Yeah, I'm done. I've heard of this guy before. I don't acknowledge him. I don't. He comes on his channel. He's very arrogant, very ignorant, and he gets up and he just says some nasty stuff out of his mouth. I don't entertain him. I usually don't. I never entertain him. It's the first time I interacted with him. But now you know that, bottom line, how I do things. You got understanding. Your videos are not passable. You couldn't even take that video down. Honestly, truthfully, no company would sign you to a contract. Nobody would sign you to a contract. With that demonstration, are you kidding? With that little tiny screen squeezed up in there like that? Nah, that's not going to happen. All right. So that's what happened. I put a challenge out. For those of you who don't know what's going on, I put a challenge out on our technology versus everybody else on black levels. And somebody came and applied to it. The fellow comes on YouTube. We're not going to even mention his name. But he comes on YouTube, and bottom line is he failed miserably. I mean, the demonstration was just the worst thing I've ever seen. At least I gave him effort. He did make a try, but it was the worst thing I've ever seen. And he basically cut corners on so many levels, it wasn't even funny. We got 2 gallons of black. 2 gallons of black. So yeah, that was it right there. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm talking to my cat. You hear me talking weird. My cat's over here playing right now. Early in the morning, where they pop up. Pop up. Pop up. I try to get my boxes done ahead of time. I get my boxes done ahead of time. It makes it easier for me to be able to get what I got to get done in the processing of orders. I'm going to make the last day to put orders in because we got a ship out there on Saturday. Everybody's got tracking numbers. If everybody's tracking numbers, so you're all good to go. What are you burying in there? Crazy cat. Crazy cat. Crazy. All right, there we go. I can't understand. Get up in the morning just to eat on somebody else's work. That is sad. Everything's good with my time in that nonsense. Now I'm in conversations with XY projection, trying to get a sample of this technology because they got this screen they call black crystal. It's not black, it's actually gray, but like I said, at that particular time, black screens didn't exist. Dark gray screens were considered to be black. Not now. Now you actually have physically black screens. Kitty, kitty. Battle is hot. Oh. I don't have the camera set up in your direction, buddy. So we got 1 quart, that's 1 quart. We got we need a gallon. We got a gallon. We need 2 gallons to drop this one. 2 gallons of gamer. 2 gallons. Man, we're getting the gamer. Have fun. I love the gamer paint. Gamer paint's amazing. I love that paint. Colors are come out of this thing like crazy. I'm involved with that. Congratulations to you. Another thing to say real quick too, while we're on open mic right now. Why do you subscribe to my channel if you don't like what I do? That's sad. I don't subscribe to people's channels. If I don't like what they do, why would I want to subscribe to their channel? Why would I want to come in and listen to what they got to say and then subscribe to their channel just to go hate on somebody? Man, it tells you a lot about your day. If you basically just hating on people for the sake of just hating on people, that just tell you about a lot about your day and who you are. Just take a long look in the mirror, and you'll find out what you are. That's the sad. I don't got time for that. You know, if you're not having an interest in my channel and what I do, get off. You don't need to be here at all. Period. If you just come around here to hate, at the end of the day, giving me a dislike doesn't hurt my orders. Doesn't disrupt my comfort zone at all. Period. So I don't know what the heck that thumbs down is supposed to do for me, and I don't really get into the whole thumbs up and thumbs down rating system anyway. I don't even get into the subscribers. If I had one subscriber on my channel right now, really couldn't care, because at the end of the day, majority of most people are watching me, or companies are watching me now. Because now, since I'm signed, it really doesn't make a difference, because keep in mind, I'm offline now. The company that I signed a major contract with are producing my images in studios and different shows and plays and displays. They're pushing me out there all over the place. So for me to be on YouTube, it's just basically advertisement. That's what YouTube always been for me, is advertising. I don't get into monetizations and all that stuff. It's free advertisement. So me paying this company all this money just to advertise, I just come on here and display whatever I want. Post my videos onto my website, and that's it. I can drop this channel, open up another one. Doesn't really make a difference, because it's not about the views. At the end of the day, and I keep explaining to people, and this is true, all my orders come from my Lord and Savior. And if all my orders come from him, then guess what? I'm going to continue to get orders in no matter what. I can have one subscriber on here. I can have 0 views every single day, and I'll still have a table full of orders. You know why? Because when I first started my channel, I had about 70 to 80 orders when I first started off. And I had no one was watching any of my videos. I had no subscribers whatsoever. And I continued to make enough money to either get myself out of this little tiny apartment, little tiny room I was renting, into an actual house. Guess where that came from? God. So it really doesn't make a difference. I might decide to drop this channel anyway. I'm thinking about it. Because with the new contract, I'm really telling you the truth, I need to start doing things on a more professional level. So I might just leave this channel, open up something else on another platform, and then have it under like a members only special setup for only our elite members. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Do a whole sign up sheet and everything. Yeah, might as well. And you get access to certain things, and you get access to. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna talk to him about that. That'd be nice. Yeah, but I can understand that. 20 dislikes on one of my videos. Ooh, that's all? You couldn't go higher than that? Good gracious. Come on out. At least put an effort into it. I'm going to leave a video for one day, and I'm going to say exactly how much hatred you can add to that. So I can see how many haters I got, because I'm curious to see how many I actually got. I'm pretty sure Screen Innovation, these big companies out there got tons of haters. I know they do. Like $5,000 for a projector. So you freaking crazy? I wouldn't think I'll spend that kind of money to begin with. I'm pretty sure they got plenty of them. I've seen in their comment section. It's crazy in their comment section. People are going off in the comment on how much their screens cost. Then you got the everyday people. That ain't that bad. That's not that bad. Those people can afford it. That's not that bad. I'm gonna leave the original how much hate I can get on the video. That stuff don't bother me. I gotta understand it today. Because I know our product works. If it didn't work, then you know I wouldn't make what I'm doing right now. Oh, I know these people too. This is an awesome customer. This customer is amazing. Amazing customer. Thank you so much. Send him down something from that for the night. Now, as I said before, we are. Nah, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not even gonna explain that one right there. I'm gonna leave that alone. You better not know. I might as well. What the heck? We're gonna have some fun on that. We got a limited edition screen coming out. This is not anywhere near around this time. It's a limited edition screen. There's 3 people that are getting that screen for free. There are actually 3 customers of mine, actually that are really good friends of mine. They're getting one of those screens. And these screens are going to be sick. This is going to be a customized screen. What I mean by the stuff you're seeing right now in here, it'll put this stuff to shame with no problem. It's going to be a limited edition screen. And we're only going to launch about 20 of them a month. That's it. That's how hard it is going to be to get one of those. 20 a month. Imagine that. Only 20. We're going to launch off that website. And they're not going to be cheap. They're going to be crazy expensive. A lot, very, very expensive. Only 20. I have the bragging right that you own one. No, it's not going to. It's going to look like it's going to be an official projection screen. Hey, what you doing back there, crazy girl? Must be funny not running with your guy who's standing up the harbor. Hey, come on. Hello. Taco, 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 taco. Man, whatever. Early in the morning sun's gone. All right. Name the cat taco? Yeah, name my cat taco. Name the taco. No particular reason why, I just got the name taco. We got 2 gallons of black. 2 gallons of black. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to do a limited edition stream. I told a few customers that I'm really close with exactly what the things we're working on, so they know what we're up to, what we're going to be designing. So we want to do something where my customers can come in and they can design their own screens. It's 1 gallon. This is 1 gallon. This is 2 gallons, right? 2 gallons. Customization of your own screen. So, and the screens with the professionals are not a paint. Professionals are going to be physical projection screens, physical screens. So we're not going to do fixed screen screens because fixed screen screens are too big, too bulky, they're too heavy. They're a pain in the neck. I like them and all, but they're just too heavy. Even though the leaf screens are really nice, they're really lightweight, but they're just too heavy. So in our direction, we're going wallpaper. We're doing wallpaper in 100-inch. We're doing wallpaper at 120. We can do customization wallpapers. We can do them at 235.1. We can do 239.1. We got a machine coming in that'll basically take recycled materials, which I do that and they like it. Recycled materials that we can collect, have it take down to a process plant, and they can send us back sheets and sheets and sheets of thin plastic. And we can cut that, coat that, treat that, and turn that into our technology. How they're going to be painted? Well, you know, the same kind of machinery they use for painting cars? There you go. I'm actually going to be leasing one of those piece of equipment, and that's going to allow me to be able to have a perfect application for every surface that gets hit by that machine. Perfect. Don't worry about any imperfections, no flaws, and this area is going to be an area where we can keep constantly clean. There's going to be no dust, no air, none of that, no dust or not air, but no dust or anything in there. So we can basically have nothing that's going to connect to the screen. So it's going to be a clean zone, but we're going to have a machine come in and do all the work, which is going to be kind of nice. And with a custom 235.1. That means you have a screen now that we can ship at 150 inches, and we can put that into a roll that you would put a poster in and ship that anywhere in the world. The shipping cost would be crazy cheap. And then with the technology we have, pretty much anything we hit with it basically becomes a high-end screen. So we have access to anything we want when it comes to a surface. Also, too, I can't tell you about the other stuff we're working on because that's not an NDA. But we are going to come up with our own form of inflatable projection screens. And what's the other one I want to do? Motorized projection screens. Because I can't stand the fact that you got to spend $3 grand for a white screen because it has a tension attached to it. I love tension screens, but I mean, wow, that much money for a tension screen is too much. So kind of make something everybody can afford it. All right, what do we got here? We have 2 gallons of black, 2 gallons of black. Right there. You. Taco. 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 Pretty tight. Cotton something. All right, done. Set these up. All the containers were ordered. We got ordered a couple extra ones just in case. Let's see, we got over here where we have 1 gallon of black, 2 gallons of black, 2 gallons of black, 2 gallons of dark. Gallons, 2 gallons. 2 gallons of black. Ooh. Really, Taco? Really? Seriously? So we started the day off already. The madness. Absolute sheer complete madness. I like to do these videos right here. I don't talk about that usually in my videos when I do that, but that video was fun. That was really funny. I had to bring that up today. I had to bring it up. That was hilarious. You had the nerve to talk like you were doing something on camera. But I had to give him that. He made an effort, so at least that's something. At least he tried. Pharaoh went. He tried. I give him that much. All right, this is the book straight. Well, I'm thinking about once I get into the mainstream, basically getting rid of the YouTube channel, and I'll tell you why. Because I think when I go into the mainstream, I'm keeping that part of my life private. Because I'm going to be there with some heavy contacts. I don't really want to be. I'll show a few videos here and there, or maybe we'll put up a section on the web page. We'll do it through our own dedicated servers. We have our own video set up, stream to because this guy does all this crazy stuff. So he's just going to show me how to do all this. We'll have our own setup on that end, and you can come in, log in, or whatever. We'll have a login page. You can log in, and you can go in and see some of the stuff projects we're working on. We'll leave it at that. As for the YouTube channel, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the YouTube channel and all, but at the end of the day, you know, I mean, once I go mainstream, I don't need it anymore. It was only designed for advertisement, to show off our stuff. That's all it was used for. It wasn't to collect followers. It wasn't to collect likes. It was advertisement for us. That's it. So once I go into the mainstream, I mean, I'm already going to be processing over 200,000, 500,000 gallons per month. My contracts are really, really big. That's what I don't care about the freaking Jamies and the Partey. I don't care about you guys. I'm signed already. I'm good. I got 3 contracts under my belt right now. I got one right now that's attached to something that they're building. I can't tell you too much about that. Something that they're engineering and building, like a theme park. That's the base I can say. And my technology is embedded in through all of it. Everything from invisible technology to black, whatever, is embedded. And even got customized technology that we're developing for them. I got the contract with the other fellow who's actually doing the screens, which means we're going to push him over to getting him a storefront property because he's working with our company. And even though he has his contract is different, we have to help him out too. So we're looking at getting him storefront property up front so he can set up his screens in there. He can do things on a much larger level. So each chain of command is going to actually profit from the main company to be able to build them up to make them stronger. So if they need something, we take care of it because we know we're going to make a profit off them because they're investing into our company. And that's the same thing with this guy. This guy's doing. He's branching out my technology to all these different companies, including Invisible Technology. If these guys are coming down, these big money makers are coming out and checking out my technology and saying, yeah, we want this, we want that, we want 80 gallons of that, give me 100 gallons of this, and so and so and so. See what I'm getting at? So we really don't need this at all. I can afford to shut this down, go ghost, go offline, make my bread, and that's it. I'm done. If I'm going to put it on that term. But I do want to share some things with my customers. I have customers I'm really good friends with. You know what I mean? But most of the ones I'm good friends with, they call me just about every day and we talk anyway. So, but the other ones, like I said, other people that are coming up for the first time, that's why we're going to open up some areas on the website. And they won't be the Crystal Edge, because the Crystal Edge is being sold. I told you that already. We got a new company that's coming up. It'll be branded under that company. Our contract will be branded under that new company. So you'll get a chance to go on that site and you'll get a chance to check out some of the cool stuff we're going to be working on and projects we're working on with the companies and stuff like that. So we're going to have some stuff that we're going to share with you, but it's not going to be a lot. Man, if you think the haters are upset, I ain't gonna say it, but if you think people are going to be upset over that, the haters, they're going to be even more upset when they see what's coming up for you. But like I said, I don't understand how people get up in the day. That's how they start their morning that way. Anytime I come at somebody, they should come at me. I don't care. Hey, Taco! You want Taco? And when you want to start, I don't mind the little competition back and forth. That don't bother me. It's just got the little competition back and forth. That's what it is. But when you want to start getting into doing dumb stuff, like mixing my product with other black chemicals and saying, hey, this is how my product turns out, then we go to court. You understand that, Partey? Get that straight. If I ever catch any videos on your channel showing you making a dark product portraying as mine or calling me a scammer in any way, you're going to be next. So you understand that. But I don't mind the whole side-by-side demonstration. You want to buy my product, do a side-by-side? You can knock yourself out. I ain't got no problem with that. You want this, that, and the other. If you don't like it, that's your opinion. I don't care at the end of the day. That's your opinion. But if you ever once call me a scammer or say I'm this, that, and the other, you slander my name, you slander my company's name in any way whatsoever, you got two parties coming at you now. You're going to have my people that I've got contracted with and me coming after you. Don't do that. Keep it professional. Act like a professional. Anytime I do demonstrations against any one of these screens I have sitting under my kitchen drawer, I don't come out there calling, oh yeah, they're a scammer, they're cheating people, they're stealing people. No, I'll never say that. I come from the door, okay, the technology is good, but you have to understand, at the end of the day, and I explained to you, even though the technology may not be doing good on our screens, their technology is not pointed toward our screens. It's sometimes pointed toward white screens. So when Screen Innovation walks into an establishment, they know that the people they're going to be dealing with in that establishment are going to have white screens. That's why when you see him, when he did that demonstration, what I thought was impressive, when he took that sample sheet and he moved it around, and everywhere that sample sheet pulled up at, the image popped up. So that's what he's advertising to. He's advertising to these companies out here that have all these white screens, that this technology is better, and you're going to get a much better picture if you buy from us. So that's why they test their technology against white screens. Me, on the other hand, I don't test myself against white screens. I test myself against their best screens. That's how I do my demonstration. So when I see them, when their screens don't come up with proper colors against my technology, they're not used to testing against me. They're used to testing against a white screen. You got to understand it. But I would never go out there and say, oh, they're scamming people. They're taking from people. They're this, that, and the other. I go read through their sample. Okay, we can't use this one because this one has to be used with a projector of 2,000 lumens. We can't use this one because it can't be used with ultra short throw. I've never taken any of the screens outside because none of the screens are designed to go outside. We got one screen, and that selection is a Yard Master by Elite screen that can go outside. But I've never taken any one of their sample sheets outside. I give them the respect that they deserve. Even the guy from Screen Innovation. I might not like this guy. This guy might have basically bullied me back in 2015 by sending me that court order and all that other nonsense. But at the end of the day, I can respect the man's work. I can respect his technology. I can respect his grind. That this man took 11 years in his garage and developed this technology. I got respect for that. I ain't got to like him, but I do respect him for doing that, for basically being persistent and getting the job done. But when you come out there and you do demonstrations where you're calling me a scammer, you're calling me things that I'm not, and you're deliberately mixing my product and make it seem darker than what it is, I'll see you in court. And I guarantee I'll win. I will guarantee you I will win with no problem. So, like I said, you want to play that game? We can play that game too. Be nice, be professional, be respectful. The only reason why I came at the other fellow like that, people say, well, you were disrespectful. No. I put him where he needed to be put it at. I didn't call him an idiot, didn't call him stupid, didn't call him slow, didn't call him comatose. Didn't call him anyone other than the body. Didn't call him, he got on a bus so short that it looked like a unicycle. Didn't say stuff like that. All I said was you failed the demonstration because you did fail it miserably. You failed it. Again, I don't know what was going on in your mind with that little tiny sample she tucked under a fireplace. Don't know why all your windows were blocked. You had a big screen right there the entire time. Could have did the demonstration on that. You had no black surface up against it comparing the contrast levels. How will we know if your screen pulls a heavy contrast level if you don't have another screen to compare it to? How does that even work? So I don't know what was going on in your mind when you did the demonstration. Every single lamp you had in there had shades on top of it, which means the light only has two choices, up or down on the demonstration. And then you did these Batman dark scenes. Keep in mind, you do know for a split second when your projector changes over, basically the screen goes back to the original form, and then it goes back to basically the contrast that it was trying to display. So for a split second, a couple of minutes, your screen will display the actual color of the screen. Did you know that? That happens all the time. I watched tons of demonstrations. That happens. So when that screen changed over and I caught it, your screen was gray. You can't, up nowhere in the world on God's green planet can a gray screen ever pull a black level next to a black screen. I don't know where you guys are getting this cookie cutter nonsense from. That's like me coming out here saying, guess what, people? My black screens can pull a white level next to a white screen. That is utter nonsense. That is never going to happen. No. Come close to it, maybe, but not the same thing. No. No. I don't know where you're coming up with that. So, no. When I've seen your black screen paint, it's not good. It hot spots. You know why hot spots? The black screen paint hot spots because when you showed people how to make a black screen paint, your product, which you can't sell because you showed people how to make it, but I don't know why they would make it. You put Vaseline in it or some kind of jelly in it with an oil base in it. You know what happens when you take an oil base or like a glossy paint and you basically paint a screen with it? When that projector hits it, it's going to hotspot all over the screen because it's got the surface is an extra reflective surface. It's just hotspotting like crazy. Then, like I explained to you before, cleaning that stuff is a nightmare because you have an oil substance and a water-based product that doesn't marry well, which means every time you go to wash this stuff off your hands, it's going to smear even more. You have to put a lot of soap to try to break down those two elements in order to get that oil to break down. A lot of soap. Then rolling it on your screen, it's going to be another problem because it's going to smear because there's an oil in it. You're going to tell me the reason why you put the oil in it was because it had to protect polyurethane or poly, because after a while poly breaks down. Poly doesn't break down after a while, for that not for 2 or 3 or even 5 years. Do you know when they test poly, when they take it down to a chemical site, what they call flash zone, and they test it, it has to go through testing. They have to see how long that product is going to last for how many years. And then when they get that final data, they'll stamp that on the side of the can and say, okay, this is 10 years guaranteed. This is 5 years guaranteed. This is 2 years guaranteed. That's already stamped. So they know for about 5 years this stuff is going to be around. So you, by saying that, the reason why you put this in, because poly basically breaks down after a period of time. Everything breaks down after a period of time. And you have to put this in it to sustain it. Man, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life. That's like literally just trying to put out an oil fire with a bucket of water. Kind of asking for it. So how in the world does that even work? I'll post the video below so you can see it. We're going to make it. I made it myself. As a matter of fact, the funny thing about that video, I did that video in 2019. Yeah, in 2019 I did that video. I made this product that he showed how to make for free. Didn't go well. It hot spotted like crazy, but it didn't go well. So anyway, after in 2020, around that time, Crow and him got together and decided to have some kind of, I don't know, partner hate championship toward me or whatever it was supposed to be. And they said, we dare you to challenge this product. Oh, you guys are so far behind, so far behind. So they sent me a challenge to make that product and do it side by side. We did it in 2019. Here's the video right here. Knock your stuff out. Bye-bye. Did it already. Now I'll show you the product. It's not, it's like I said, I don't get that. I really don't get that at all. That's why, if an oil tanker explodes and there's oil on fire, keep in mind that if an oil tanker explodes on water and you set it on fire, the fire can burn while it's on water because it's being fueled by the oil, even though it's mixed in with water. They don't marry well. Or, whatever. All right, what do we got on here? This is my last one. We got 1 gallon on this one, 1 gallon of black, 1 gallon. I'll show you the video. 1 gallon of black. Yeah, I'll show it to you. That's all, Stop worrying about that. I'm hitting on the people. You take the time out to work hard and worry about yourself. Don't worry about other people. You can make a good product. Spend your time hating on other people, you don't get nowhere in life. Every day. He's mad. I guess they're friends. They gotta be friends. They're their best friends or something. I don't know what they are. But he's mad because I call what you call him, the cancel king. What are you getting mad at me for? Because I put Jamie on blast. That's what you're mad about? Because I put Jamie on blast? You got upset over that? That hurt your feelings? I put Jamie on blast? Jamie put his own stuff on blast. Jamie sent me an email telling me that I could buy as much paint as I want. And when I tried to make the purchase, he canceled on me. 5 times in a row. 5 times in a row, he canceled on me. And then sent me little messages in between telling me to stop harassing me. Leave me alone. But this is the main person who gets on camera and showboats and talks all this trash about my product, about my product being a scam, about it being this, doing all this nonsense against my company. But yet when I come head on to bring your product over here to do a review, you cancel on me. Multiple times. You hear me, Cat? You got me, right? Yeah. Multiple times. And then when I show your cancellations over and over again, I stream them and I show them. And mind you, it's not the first time you did it. You did it way back in 2019. You canceled on us a bunch of times too for the black and what was it for? The Metallica mix we needed, the UV mix you canceled on us, and you canceled on us for the Personal mix. You do fake demonstrations constantly all the time. Little tiny cutout sheets. Sound familiar, Partey? Little tiny cutout sheets. That's what y'all do. Little dark environments. Jamie did a demonstration where so much sunlight was pushing around the side of his apartment, it was coming through his windows into his peephole. But yet he had lights in the environment to give off the illusion that he's in a fully lit environment, and plus a board, a 4x8 board, leaning against his environment, showing that he's blocking any light that was coming underneath the curtains. Where in your demonstration, you got a tiny little sheet, but Jamie had a bigger screen. You had a tiny little sheet tucked up under a fireplace. You had all your windows blocked, and all the lamps you had in your environment, the lights were just going up and down. None of those lights were making contact with that screen. And then the two little lights you put in the front, that was supposed to be doing something. Good gracious, man, you have to figure out ways to cut corners and don't be a right, man. People see that nonsense. Okay, all right, this is going here. Well, I'll show you the video. We're done here. Meow, meow, meow. Wait. Sorry, last time here. We got one quart, just 1 quart. Sorry about that. 1 quart of black 19. Black 19. That ain't me. I don't know. I got demonstrations. You can go back to my company, way back to Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. When I first started off, we don't mention Jamie's name ever. Now, we didn't know him. We didn't even know he even existed. My company was out way before we even knew Jamie even existed. Jamie contacted us. Jamie popped into one of our videos and started asking questions about how our products were made. Because we wouldn't give that information, he got upset over it. That's how we found Jamie. You know what Jamie. You go back to my old demonstrations on the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, and you'll hear me talk about my demonstrations. I don't mention his name one time, because we didn't even know who he was. We didn't find out about him until later on. So he popped into the room. I think right around the time we was designing the D5 kits, we popped into him. And he wanted information on how our products are made. He was upset because he, at the time, like I said, we got the videos to back it up. He was upset because the simple fact that he was giving this product away for free. Did you know they gave his products away for free? That's why the demonstration popped up with him making the product. Why would he make a video of him showing you how to make a Metallica Mix 2.0 for free if he was selling it to begin with? That'd be the dumbest move you would ever make in business. So let me show you how we make the car, and after I show you how we make the car, you're gonna buy it from me. That doesn't make any sense at all. So that's right around the era when he was actually giving away paint for free. That's why he did the video, because the same paint he was giving away for free was the same paint he started selling. And he never showed the video showing the difference between the free version and the version that he's selling at all. That's why he deleted it. That's why you don't find it on the website, because you can't sell something that you gave away for free. There you go. It's basic common sense at the end of the day. So right around that time, when he was giving this product away for free, we were selling our product. He was upset with us because he felt that we were scammed and taken from people, because he felt that we had the same products. And me and him were both the same. We did the same demonstrations. And clearly we didn't do the same demonstrations. My demonstrations were different. My company was making very good money. My company was being contracted. And he wasn't. He was giving away for free paint. And after a while, he got tired of it, and he started selling his products. So now he went from a person giving you free paint to now selling the products. But with how Jamie shot himself in the foot, because Jamie started this campaign about how saving you hundreds of dollars, he can never charge any more than $100. He can get away with 107, 108. He can't go any higher than that because he really can't get anything with his technology or his product works. So he makes a very good product, very, very good product, right? It's a really good one. He can't sell it past $100 because he started that nonsense about how you can save all this money and you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds. You can't go past $200 or $300 or $400 or $500 for your product, because if you do that, that makes you a hypocrite to your customers. You're so busy slamming us for basically selling our products and doing test demonstrations where I can come out, I can show somebody that I can beat a $6,000, $5,000 screen. I can get court orders against companies for beating their screens out. My screen's worth that kind of money. My screen's worth way more than that kind of money. And if you see some of the price tags right now that's being designed for the technology that's being designed offline, my technology is up there because it has proof that it can beat other high-end screens. So you got a screen up there that can be the $6,000 screen, and it's ultra short throw compatible, weatherproof. You can paint on anything you want. You can turn into that particular high-end screen, but better. That means my price has jumped through the roof because of my testing. But yeah, I don't never charge that price. So when he's doing demonstrations, he has no test demonstrations back in his product. So his worth level is low. And then you came in and you started this campaign about how you save people hundreds. Well, guess what? You can't go past the 100 mark. Because if you charge $300 for a can of paint, your customers are going to turn on you because you're supposed to be saving them hundreds, which means would make you a hypocrite. See? That's where you shot yourself in the foot. And because of that, he's angry because he's not making anything. Consider the fact that's the reason why he can't make a gallon of paint. Do you know how much a gallon of paint would cost to ship out and how much it would cost to sell? He has to do them by quarts only. That's the only way he can do it. The only way he can make a profit off of a gallon. So you don't know the mathematical theory of it all, and you break it down, and you basically start adding up exactly the overhead cost on how much it costs to process paint. It costs money. Paint, labels, ink, containers, all that stuff adds up. Alone this week, I spent $6-7 grand already on just props for my company. I just bought a RetroPie about half an hour ago, so I can do a demonstration of a gaming screen. That was $180 to pay for that. Then multiple projectors, then containers. My containers are $300 and $400. I buy them by bulk. Ink, $60-70 for ink. $800 and $900 for supplies. It costs money to run a company. So you have to make as much, and you have to make more coming in than coming out, because if not, you're going to lose your shirt in the process. And then you got to keep your prices fair so everybody can afford it, so nobody goes through sticker shock syndrome. And then you got to pay for shipping, which I do. I pay for all shipping all over the world. That costs money. I can send a package to Japan. It costs me $100 in a little box like that. So I have to be to cover those overhead charges, to do that at the same time, and keep my customers happy at the same time with technology that I can easily go out in the market and sell for $6,000 to $7,000 easily, because I have proof that I can take on any one of the big boy screens. But I don't do that. Y'all don't think about that part. But this individual can't do that, because when he charges for his product, by the time he makes, he's charging, breaking it down, you think about it. I mean, if you got a can of paint, that's like $23 right there. Then you got to get black paint to add with that. That right there is going to cost you about, what, $17 right there. And then maybe being in COVID, everything is through the roof anyway. You know what I mean? So you're talking about at least about $37 already, almost $40 already for a gallon of paint. If you was just to mix Simple Bear at $23 a gallon, and he were to mix that with some black, I mean, of course, he would be to break it down from 4 quarts and probably get more out of that from 4 quarts in a gallon, because you couldn't actually sell a gallon because he'd be losing too much money. See how this all adds up in here? You got to add all this up. So keep in mind, he's saying $17 for a quart of black, and say he does $23 for some Bear Silver Screen. He mixes that together, 1 gallon, right? Half and half. To mix that together, because you're going to need 1 quart of that to mix into a gallon in order to get an equal balance of a contrast level, or somewhat of a contrast level. Because Bear Silver Screen is very, very light, so it takes a lot of black paint in order to darken it. So it would take 1 quart into that to make that particular product at 1 gallon. A lot of you not, trust me, I know all this stuff. So, and then if you were to put some glitter into it, that's like $7 for the glitter. So you're talking about at least about $47. $47. If he sells it for around, it's a gallon, he's going to have to sell more than a quart, because his quarts right now go for $107. So he's going to have to ask a little bit more money in order to be able to get his profit off that gallon. Yeah, it adds up. And then if he's charging free shipping, then that's more money on top of that. Then you got to buy the containers, that's more money on top of that. Then you got to buy labels and ink, that's more money on top of that. Then you got to buy tape and packaging equipment and labels and all that stuff, more money on top of that. You got to take all that out of there. So he's probably not walking away probably about $20 or $25 at the most at the end of the day from a product. That's why he has to break it down in quarts. He makes more money off a quart. He invests $40 into a gallon or $50 into a gallon, and he can get 4 quarts at that at $107. He makes a bit of a profit off of that. See, that's what I'm talking about. You got to learn to add it up. So I know from the door, he's only making, between all the other expenses he has to pay for, that pretty much eats into his profit. So pretty much doesn't leave him next to nothing. Got to do your research. So instead of him coming on there and slamming people and telling people that, you know, this, that, and the other, you should have just kept your mouth shut, mind your own business. And if you did that, then you wouldn't have shot yourself in the foot by coming at us saying, oh, we're saving you hundreds. You would have had a price, you wouldn't have a price cap on your head, which you just did. And if you come out there and say, hey, people, look, I can't afford to do this, you know what I mean? If I want to make some money, you know, I got to keep my business afloat, which he did when he raised the price on his products. I got to charge y'all $180. I got to charge y'all $215. You got to keep it under the 100 mark. Because, well, actually, you got to keep it under the 200 mark. If you're saying saving you hundreds, you got to keep it under 200 marks. But still, customers are paying $107, and you want to charge them 150, 160. They might not go with that because you have a certain clientele of customers that won't pay that. Like if I got customers that are used to buying screens from me at $6,000 and $7,000 a pop, I can charge another $15,000, $16,000 for a screen. They'll go out and pay it. They're used to paying that kind of money, but your customers are not used to paying that kind of money out. So you got a certain clientele of customers that are only going to pay a certain degree of money to you. So, like I said, you can never hit over the 200 mark. You can't hit over the 200 mark. If you do a gallon, every time you upgrade to more paint, like a gallon, 2 gallon, it's going to cost you more expenses to do it. So he shot himself in the foot pretty bad. Should have just shut your mouth, stayed to yourself, made your product. And if you never popped up on our radar, we would have never even noticed you at all, period. We would never came after you at all, period, because there'd be no point to. We're doing our own thing. But you're making that campaign telling people you're saving hundreds of dollars, you can't go past that mark. So even if your product is worth $400, you can never get the $400 for it. But if you charge over $200, you're going to have a lot of angry people on your hands. They're going to say, well, you're just like him. There you go. But the difference between me and you is I can do demonstrations that your product can't do, and I can back my product 100%. And I don't cancel orders. You shot yourself in the foot on that one. I don't want to tell you on that. Don't go no higher. Don't go lower. Give yourself a cap, price cap. That's why you're on business. Ain't that right, kitty kitty? Yep. Oh, well. Yeah. 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 Don't put a label on the side for me. Yeah. You shot yourself in the foot on that one. You handicapped yourself on that one. You should never do that. Because his products used to sell for $50 a quart. He used to sell his products for $50 a quart. That's what he used to sell them for. $50 a quart, and that was it. We went from $50 to $75. Yeah, right on here. We went from $55 to $75. From $75 to $85. So bit by bit, he's jumping his price. But he's jumping his price because, like I said, with COVID, everything's expensive. So you have to spend more money. But people are not going to spend that kind of money, $200 and $300 for a product, if you don't have any serious backing behind, no serious test. They're not going to spend the money. For somebody, I got no people that can spend 20 grand for Black Diamond easily. They got $300,000 and $400,000 sound systems in their homes. They got money. They can spend it. But if they come to me and say, hey, what's the difference between your product and this product? Here's the demonstration test. Here you go. You got 7 certified screens up there. Each one of those screens will cost me $5 to $6 grand. Yeah, go buy it because I can back it up. My Xbox off? No. Supposed to pick up my phone. I came from outside. I forgot I even had one of those things, man. All on a Sunday morning, outside in the rain. Yeah, that's it. That's the story behind Mr. Jamie. Shut himself in the foot. Wow. All right, people. I'm gonna come back in later on. Actually, I'll be in a few. I gotta take care of something real quick. I gotta make a phone call. I gotta make a phone call to Dubai about something. I'll talk to you later.